Do y'all want to go down a deep rabbit hole this morning? Thanks for tuning in to Hard News TV4. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is November 17th, 2020, and yesterday I did a video on wolf in sheep's clothing, how your pastors are working with FEMA, with the clergy response team, to sell you on being complicit and compliant with their Laris agenda. Well, this article is from yesterday. New York will lead the way. Governor Andrew Cuomo vows to mobilize an army to vaccinate all New Yorkers fairly. Let's scroll down and read this. Underneath the picture, it says Governor Andrew Cuomo made a promise that New York will do a better job than other states in the nation to get its residents vaccinated. New York, WABC. Governor Andrew Cuomo made a promise that New York will do a better job than other states in the nation to get its residents vaccinated. He spoke from Riverside Church on Claremont Avenue on Sunday morning. Here he is. Where's the church, separation of church and state? When you've got the governor speaking in a church on a political issue and vowed not to allow the injustice to continue. Now it's an injustice if you don't want to get your vaccination. The governor said New York will mobilize an army to make sure everyone is vaccinated, but he will need federal resources to do it. Remember I showed y'all the FEMA list yesterday? Cuomo said the black and brown communities have been impacted more greatly by the virus, and he said he will not allow that to continue when a vaccination is ready for distribution. Is this racist? We don't even know what the full side effects are of the first vaccine, but he's already targeting out a population to get it, and we don't know the full side effects. Two words come to mind. Let me show y'all those two words. Ethnic cleansing, the mass expulsion or killing of members of unwanted ethnic or religious group. And the second word is genocide, the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group. Okay, so here we have Cuomo in a church pushing a political idea. No screaming of separation of church and state in this, and he's talking about, and we just talked about FEMA needing to incorporate church and churchgoers, and the FEMA list on how to approach different congregations by their religious beliefs to say what they need to hear to make the sale. And now the next day we got Cuomo in a church saying that the black and brown communities have been impacted more greatly, and he will not allow that to continue when a vaccination is ready for distribution. So it might sound like he's being compassionate, but we're about to deep dive into some stuff. Cuomo said, because enough people have died and enough injustice has been done, it stops now. It stops with this vaccine, Cuomo said. So now he's playing on their emotions by injecting the word injustice. Y'all have had enough of injustices done to y'all, and it stops now. And it's going to stop with this vaccine. We're going to put y'all at the first of the line. We need to make special efforts with vaccine to reach the underserved black, brown, and poor communities. The private market alone will not do it. We need to enlist community groups to distribute the vaccine in their community. We need faith-based groups that the community trusts to distribute the vaccine. Do y'all remember that video I showed y'all yesterday? I might just throw it in here again. So here's that video I did yesterday on martial law and clergy response and FEMA going to the churches. Here we go.
America. Some fear any nuclear, biological, or chemical attack on U.S. territory might trigger just that. And as KSLA News 12 Jeff Farrell discovered, the clergy would help the government with potentially their biggest problem, us.
From my cold, dead hands.
Charlton Heston's famous declaration captures a truly American value, the overarching desire to protect our freedoms. But gun confiscation is exactly what happened during the state of emergency following Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. U.S. troops also arrived, something...
Okay, so let me just point out real quick. I've got like 12 articles that I got to show y'all where this is leading to in America today and what is about to happen. So in this article right here is talking about how martial law was almost declared, and basically it was in New Orleans, and that gun confiscations happened. They were going door to door in this natural disaster emergency, and the armies showed up on the street. And then it talks about how the government used the clergy response team and to reach the people to get them to obey. Well, what did this say? Cuomo said we need faith-based groups that the community trusts to distribute the vaccine. Now let's go back and look what this clergy response guy says. I've advanced the video. I don't like this guy, but here we go.
...to accomplish in New Orleans.
Jeff, the primary thing that we say to anybody is let's cooperate and get this thing over with, and then we'll settle the differences once the crisis is over.
Such clergy response teams would walk a tightrope between the needs of the government versus the wishes of the public.
In a lot of cases, they'd already be known in the neighborhoods in which they're helping to defuse that situation.
For the clergy...
So let's play that part again, and then we're going to look at what Cuomo said. Now, this is FEMA's federal clergy response team, and that is exactly what Cuomo is saying. We need faith-based groups that the community trusts to distribute these vaccines. Now, let's hear what that pastor says again. Listen to this part.
In a lot of cases, these clergy would already be known in the neighborhoods in which they're helping to defuse that situation.
For the clergy...
There you go. There you go. All right. So I'm at 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes. I'm going to try to get this going. But let me show y'all where this is leading to. Okay, so there's the video I did yesterday. Churches have sold out to the gov, and it shows all the FEMA clergy response documents, if you want to go look at that. Okay, the next thing. Okay, so we just saw that Cuomo said that blacks and brown people will get served first, right? Well, and we know that Cuomo and Bill Gates are working together on the New York school system, the biggest school district in America. Well, this is from June 9th. I don't know if it's June 2009 or June 9th. I'm not sure. It says, time. Melinda Gates says black people must be vaccinated first after COVID-19. So this is June 9th, 2020, because the COVID didn't hit till 2020. Melinda Gates says black people must be vaccinated first for the COVID-19 after healthcare workers. So why are they pushing for black people to get the vaccination first, and it's untested? Okay, so this is in May of this year, Washington Post, U.S. News. Cuomo partners with Bill Gates to reimagine education. Are they going to be pushing the vaccines in the largest school district? Cuomo taps Bill Gates foundations to help with New York schools. Business Insider. Andrew Cuomo, Bill Gates to reimagine New York school post. Governor.newyork.gov. He's collaborating with Bill and Melinda Gates to develop a blueprint to reimagine their schools. Reuters, okay? So Cuomo is working with Bill Gates on the school. So now here's Cuomo going into the churches saying that the black and brown community are going to get served first. Then Bill Gates' wife is saying that black people must be served first. We don't even know what the side effects are, but let me keep going. I got a lot of articles to show you. Okay, so coronavirus says Africa will not be the testing ground for the vaccine. Now let me show you why I bring this up. This was April 6th. So in April, right after the breakout happened, this is Business Insider, 2 French doctors said on live TV that the coronavirus vaccine should be tested on poor Africans first, leaving viewers horrified. It says 2 highly respected, educated, dignified French doctors discussed on live television how a new COVID-19 vaccine under development should first be tested in Africa, where there are no masks, no treatment, and no intensive care. One of them, John Palmera, even compared Africans to prostitutes who were the focus of past AIDS studies. We tried things on prostitutes because they are highly exposed and do not protect themselves. Okay, and then the article says that they have no recourse to do anything about it. Okay, so here's Cuomo saying test it on black people first. They've been underserved. Let's show them some love and let's test them first. And then what I'm looking for, then Melinda Gates says black people need to get this vaccination first. Okay? Africans are saying, we don't want it. And then we're going to keep going. I've got so many articles. Melinda Gates, June 24th, these people deserve to get the coronavirus vaccine first. So they're still pushing for Africa to get it, and poor people. Okay, then she says, here in the United States, it's going to be black people who really should get it first, and many, I don't know how to say this word, I know what it means, but I can't pronounce it, as well, indigenous, there we go. Whew, I had a brain freeze for a minute. As well as people with underlying symptoms, and then elderly people. So here she is again saying that black people need to get it even before elderly people. And then black people, and then indigenous people. So again, they're going for the black and brown people. Let's keep going. Why? Y'all remember the words I taught y'all? I feel like I'm doing a Sesame Street episode or something. Remember, boys and girls, the 2 words we talked about: ethnic cleansing, the mass expulsion or killing of members of unwanted ethnic or religious groups, and genocide, the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group. Okay, so Bill Gates' father was on the board of the United Way and Planned Parenthood. And we know that Planned Parenthood was established by Margaret Sanger as a eugenics mean to kill black children. And she said it herself. And so apparently people are getting aware to it. Washington Post in July of this year, Planned Parenthood to remove Margaret Sanger's name. Okay, Margaret Sanger was a racist eugenics. Okay, so now they're taking her name off of it so that people don't associate Planned Parenthood with this. Well, Bill Gates' father was involved with it. And not only was he involved with Planned Parenthood and United Way, but so was his wife. So let's keep going. Because remember, Bill Gates is involved now with Andrew Cuomo about wanting to serve the black people. And his daddy and his mama both were eugenics. Okay? probing the IBM's Nazi connection. Okay, so IBM was used to track the Jews. In a controversial book, author Edwin Black says information technology supplied by Big Blue, IBM, provided the Nazis with a critical tool in dispatching millions to their deaths. So this was their computers during World War II. So this is going to be tied into it. So remember that. Bill Gates' mother was on the board of United Way, and a friend of hers was on the board of United Way, and he was on the board of IBM. New York Times in 1994, you see this article, 1994, Mary Gates, 64, helped her son start Microsoft. Mary Gates, a prominent Seattle businesswoman, helped her son, Mr. Opel. Okay, so Mary Gates and John Opel were both on the United Way board together, and he was on the IBM board. She talked him into hiring Bill Gates with Microsoft. Okay, let's keep going. So Bill Gates' mom, Mary Maxwell Gates, helped her son secure a contract with IBM. And what was IBM known for? IBM was known for tracking people and moving people along to their deaths. And Bill Gates' parents were both eugenics, and he saw how the logistics of moving large number of people and how to eliminate people. And we did the TED Talk where he talks about population reduction in his own words. Here, right here, both the United States government and Nazi Germany government used IBM punch card technology for some parts of their camps' operations and record keeping. And Bill Gates' mama used to work at IBM. Mary Gates, businesswoman, mother of Microsoft's Bill Gates. I'm sorry, she didn't work at Microsoft. She was involved, IBM. She was involved with the guy who worked at IBM. There was some connection. But let's keep going. Mary Gates, businesswoman, mother of Microsoft's Bill Gates. Microsoft was at a critical time in its development. In 1980, she discussed with then IBM Corp chairman John Opel, who was also on the United Way committee, the business IBM was doing with Microsoft. Opel, some accounts say, knew little about the venture, but he mentioned Mary Gates to IBM executives who introduced Microsoft at a meeting of IBM's top-level management committee a few weeks later. IBM contracted Microsoft, then a small firm specializing in computer languages, to create an operating system for the first personal computer. So Bill Gates' parents, who are eugenics, were friends with the guy at IBM. IBM was used to track the killing and movement of people during the Holocaust, and Bill Gates got his start there. Okay, this is from American Family Radio. Does your United Way chapter support Planned Parenthood? AFA recently sent out an action alert stating that United Way claims to be neutral on abortion, but some United Way chapters, by their own admission, donate to Planned Parenthood, the nation's largest abortion provider. Okay, so Bill Gates' family again were eugenics. His mama worked at was on the United Way board, and his daddy was on United Way board and Planned Parenthood, who is a known fact eugenist organization that was racist from the get-go. His mama got him started through IBM, who was known factual to move the people during the Holocaust to kill them. Cuomo is saying, let's give the vax to black people first, and he's in a business deal with Bill Gates on the school revamp in New York. Do y'all see a problem with this? Wait, it's about to get better. So during the summer, there's reports that Bill Gates offered Africans in their House of Representatives $10 million bribe for the speedy passage of the compulsory vaccine bill. Now let me show you. This was the African report around the same time. Nigeria's proposed COVID-19 law is tearing the country apart. It's very controversial law. Okay, we're going to go back to this and I'm going to show you. So, Nigeria, infectious disease bill. Bill Gates denies offering a bribe to Nigerian lawmakers. This is allafrica.com. Now, I'm going to show y'all just like a minute of this video right here. Enlighten TV. It's an African guy, so it might be hard to understand him a little bit. But he's talking about how Bill Gates gave a bribe to the lawmakers to pass it.
United Political Parties CUPP on Monday alleged that it has intercepted a human intelligence report that the Nigerian House of Representatives leadership was poised to forcefully pass the compulsory vaccine bill without subjecting it to the tradition of legislative proceedings. In a statement issued and signed by the spokesperson of the opposition political party, Barrister Ikenga Imo Ugochinyene, and sent to Daily Post in Abuja on Monday, the body urged lawmakers in the lower chamber to rise against impunity. The body, in the statement, alleged that a sum of $10 million was offered by the American computer wizard Bill Gates for influence to inflame the speedy passage of the bill without recourse to legislative public hearing.
So it says Bill Gates offered a $10 million bribe for the speedy passage of this mandatory vaccine bill. Okay, but Bill Gates comes out and denies it. Of course, he denies everything. You think he's going to admit it? But I just wanted to show y'all this. And I did a video in July that Africa is resisting the vax, and they're saying that they are not guinea pigs, and the World Health Organization and everybody's trying to push for them to be compliant in it. So I just wanted to bring y'all all of this, that Andrew Cuomo is saying black people are going to get it first. Let me find that. Black and brown people are going to get it first. Then Melinda Gates says black and brown people and indigenous people need to get it first. Then here she says again in June that blacks and poor people need to get it first. And we got all this proof that Bill Gates' parents were eugenics. IBM was used to track people and move people, large amounts of people, to their death. That's where Bill Gates got his start at. And we did a video yesterday that he is involved with Dare Bio, which is a microchipping company that would be able to track and trace people, wouldn't it? So I just wanted to bring y'all this. So on the surface, if you had just seen this article, New York will lead the way. Governor Cuomo vows to mobilize an army to vaccinate all New Yorkers fairly. And he's pandering to black people by saying, I've seen all this injustice. Enough is enough. Because enough people have died and enough injustice has been done, it stops now. This is reverse psychology, to make you think that it's for you when it's really against you, but to just get you to submit to it because you feel like they're your friend. He says it stops now. It stops with this vaccine. We need to make special efforts with the vaccine to reach the underserved black, brown, and poor communities. The private market alone will not do it. We need to enlist community groups to distribute the vaccine in their communities. We need faith-based groups that the community trusts to distribute the vaccine. The clergy response team. Y'all, You remember the Bible study I did, like a snare upon the whole earth? This virus is the snare that has entrapped the whole earth for the globalists to emerge to put their agenda into motion. This is the beast system rising. And Revelation says, who can make war with the beast? It's going to get brutal. When they got drones that are supposed to be bringing these vaccines, when there's surveillance everywhere, the Atlas of Surveillance maps that I showed y'all, track and tracing, apps tracking you. I mean, but they're coming full force with their agenda. You're going to have to choose what side you're going to be on. The Bible says, don't fear him who can destroy your body, but fear him who can destroy both your body and soul in hell. We know that Jesus has the power to resurrect our body. He says, I am the resurrection and the life, and the same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead will quicken our mortal bodies. But we cannot serve a beast system. I just wanted y'all to be aware of what's going on. Please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.